Hello students, greetings of the day. From today, we are going to start with our next semester, means second year, second semester. So in this semester, we are going to learn the different subjects. In that, I am going to teach you the another subject, that is principle of programming language. So in today's lecture, we are just going to have the brief introduction to this subject. So under this topic, today we are going to just discuss the teaching scheme for our fourth semester, and as well as we are just going to discuss the objectives behind learning this principle of programming languages and what kind of program outcomes that we are going to achieve after the understanding or after learning this principle of programming language. And after that, we are just going to have the overlook, or we are going to discuss the course content, the different topics that we are going to learn under this subject. Okay, so let us start with the teaching scheme. If you observe the teaching scheme, this is the teaching scheme for your semester 4, in which you are going to learn the 5 theoretical subjects. Okay, 5 theory subjects are there. What are these 5 theoretical subjects? The first is there, that is engineering mathematics. Then you are going to learn data structure and algorithm. After that, we are having software engineering and microprocessor. And the last one is there, that is principle of programming languages. So these are the 5 subjects that we are going to learn under this fourth semester. Okay, so to complete this syllabus, each subject is having 3 lectures per week within throughout this second semester. Okay, so with the help of 3 hours per week, we are going to complete our overall syllabus for each and every subject. Okay, in this teaching scene, you can observe that they are also having one tutorial for engineering mathematics. So as we are going to discuss the principles of programming language, we are just going through that subject. Okay, so we will see the teaching scheme for principles of programming languages. So 3 hours are there. We are not going to have any kind of practical sessions for these principles of programming language. We are not allotted any kind of tutorials for this principle of programming languages. Now you can observe the examination schemes and marks. So for these principles of programming languages, we are going to have the mid-sem examination, and we are also going to have the end-sem examination. The mid-sem examination will be of 30 marks, and that will be again theoretical written exam will be there. In the previous pattern for these principles of programming languages, the scheme was somewhat different. The 50-50 pattern was there, but now onwards, according to this teaching scheme, or according to this new pattern, 2019 pattern, again we are going to have the 30 marks mid-sem examination and 70 marks end-sem examination. So the total overall weightage for this subject is of 100 marks. Okay, means we just have to go through the 100 mark test for these principles of programming language. In that, mid-sem examination is of 30 marks and end-sem examination will be of 70 marks. Okay, so this is for our principles of programming languages. Okay, so this is teaching scheme, that you should know that how we are going to, or which subject we are going to learn, and how we are going to complete that syllabus, and how will be your examination will be. So with the help of this teaching scheme, you can easily understand these things. The next we are having is course outcomes. We are going to learn the principles of programming language, right? So for this PPL, we are having some course outcomes. Okay. So these course outcomes are nothing but the things that we are going to, or we will be able to after learning this particular subject, right? So first of all, let us discuss the course objectives. What are the objectives behind this subject that it is introduced in our curriculum? So the first objective that we are having is to learn the basic principles of programming languages and the programming paradigms. We all know that there are different types of programming languages that can be used to develop the different kind of softwares, right? But while developing such a kind of softwares, it is very important that one should follow some kind of procedure or some kind of methodology should be followed to execute that program or to write down that program, and that can be learned with the help of these principles of programming languages. With the, it is a prerequisites, right? With the help of these principles, we can just try to understand that how we have to write down the programs in particular programming languages. And as we are going to change the programming language, obviously the programming paradigm may also change. Means the programming paradigm is totally depending on the programming language that we are going to use or that we are going to use to develop that particular software, right? So these basic principles are very important, and those basic principles we are going to learn with the help of these principles of programming language subject. Then next we are having is to learn structuring the data and manipulation of data, then computation and program structure. So with the help of this programming language or principles of programming language, we are going to learn the structure, right? How that data or how that computation is going to be made at the back end of that software system, and what will be the structure of that data, how that data is going to be stored at the back end, how the operations of manipulations are going to be carried out at the back end. All those things we are going to learn with the help of this subject. Then third objective that we are having is to learn the object-oriented programming principles by using Java programming language. In the previous semester, we all studied the object-oriented programming, right? One subject was there, object-oriented programming, that is OOPS, right? And in that semester, we just learned that object-oriented programming with respect to another programming language, that is C++ programming language, right? So after that C++ programming language, we can just use, or we are going to implement the object-oriented programming principles or the object-oriented programming concepts into the Java programming language, right? So with respect to Java programming language, we are just going to learn the object-oriented programming. And the last objective that we are going to have is to learn basic concepts of logical and functional programming language, right? So as we are having object-oriented programming, we are also having different types of programming languages in which we are going to use the concepts of logical programming and the functional programming. So both these logical and functional programming concepts can be applied in the different types of programming language, right? And that can be learned with the help of these principles of programming language subject. Then next we are having is course outcome. So what will be the course outcome, right? These are the objectives that we want to achieve or after studying this subject or after studying this course, right? So what will be the outcome that we are going to have after learning this course? So there are 6 course outcomes that we can have. Those are mentioned below in the list. So first course outcome that we are going to have is make use of basic principles of programming languages. So we will be able to make use of principles that we are having with us in different kind of programming languages. Means by using those principles, we can just write down the different kind of programs by using different kind of programming languages. Then second course outcome that we are having is to develop a program with data representation and computation. By using the different kind of data, we are going to have that data and we are going to make some kind of operations, that is nothing but computation on that data, right? So we will be able to develop such a kind of programs which consist of different types of data, and we are going to make different kind of operations on that particular data. Then third is there, that is develop the programs by using object-oriented programming language. We are just going to develop different kind of programs, and with the help of object-oriented programming language, we are going to develop those kind of programs. Means by using the OOPS concept, object-oriented programming concepts, we are going to write down the different kind of programs, and at the end of this semester you will be able to write down such a kind of programs by using the Java programming language. Then fourth one is there, that is develop applications by using inheritance, encapsulations and polymorphism, right? At the end of this semester we are going to develop, or we will be able to develop the different kind of applications in which we have used the inheritance concept, encapsulation concept and polymorphism concept. These are the core concepts of object-oriented programming, right? So after studying all these concepts, we can make use of these concepts in our application development. Then fifth one is there, that is to demonstrate the multi-threading for robust application development. So at the end of this semester, you will be also able to demonstrate the multi-threading concept, right? The concurrent, you can just implement the concurrent operations, right, with the help of this multi-threading concept, right? And that you will be able to demonstrate at the end of this semester after studying these principles of programming language subject. And the last one that we are having is to develop a simple program by using basic concepts of functional programming, right? By using the basic concepts of functional programming, we can just use, or we can just able to write down the simple programs by using these concepts. Okay, so these are the course outcomes that we will be able to at the end of, or after studying this, after completing this subject, that is principles of programming language. Then this is nothing but the course content, right? Throughout this semester, we are going to complete our principles of programming language subject by using 6 units. Total 6 units are there, and with the help of these 6 units, we are going to achieve these 6 course outcomes. Means after completion of first unit, we will be able to make use of basic principles of programming language, and hence in second unit, second CO will be achieved, in third unit, third CO. Likewise, in 6th unit, we are going to achieve all these 6 course outcomes. Okay, so let us see the course content that we are going to learn with the help of this principles of programming language subject. So what are the course content that subject is having? The first unit that we are having is fundamentals of programming. So in this fundamentals of programming, we just have allocated the 6 hours span, right? Means within 2 weeks, we just have to finish this first unit, right? And in this first unit, we are just going to have the fundamentals of programming, the basic concepts that are related to the programming that we are going to learn with the help of this first unit. So in which we are going to just study the importance of programming language, how and why that programming languages are important, and why we need to learn this kind of programming languages. Then we are also having one important concept, that is nothing but history of programming languages. We all should know the history of programming language, that how the evolution of programming language took place, right? So that we are going to discuss under this second topic. Then we are having impact of programming paradigms, then role of programming languages, then programming environments are there, right? Every time you are going to write down the program in different types of programming languages, right? So whenever you are going to write down that program in different programming languages, each time that programming language is going to have different kind of environment, right? That different types of programming environments we are going to discuss in this first unit. Then we are having impact of machine architecture, the operation of a computer and virtual computer, and also the binding times. This topic is also we are going to cover under this first unit. Then we are having programming paradigms, right? We are just going to elaborate the programming paradigms subject topic with the help of different topics. So first we are going to have the introduction to that programming paradigm. Then we are going to have the introduction to different 4 types of programming paradigm. The first is there, that is procedural programming paradigm, object-oriented programming paradigm, functional programming paradigm, and logic and rule-based programming paradigm. So these are the 4 main programming paradigms that we are going to discuss under this first unit. So we are also having one case study, that is retail sales application. So that we are just going to discuss with respect to the topics that we have implemented in our first unit, right? So after completion of this first unit, we are going to complete our CO1, that is course outcome 1. So this is all about our first unit. Then we are having unit number 2, that is structuring the data, computation and program. So with the help of this second unit, we are going to discuss the different topics, and to discuss these topics we have been allocated with the 7 hours of time span. So with the help of these 7 hours, we just have to complete all the topics that we have mentioned in this slide. So to complete this unit, we are going to discuss the elementary data types, right? So data types, we all know that actually we have discussed the C++ programming language in previous semester, C programming language in that, right? So data types, you all know that. So again, we are just going to discuss all these elementary data types with the help of different subtopics, that is primitive data types, character string types, user defined ordinal types. So all these data types we are just going to learn with respect to another programming language. We can call that as Java, right? Object-oriented programming language. So with respect to that Java programming language, we will discuss these elementary data types. The next we are having is expression and assignment statements. This part also we have discussed in the previous semester, right? All the different types of instruction statements we have discussed. In that, expressions we have discussed, assignment statements we know. All these parts we have discussed in previous semester also. In this semester also, we are again going to revise all those topics with respect to our object-oriented programming language, that is Java. Then control statements are also there. Subprograms we know, right? So all these parts that already we have discussed with respect to C++, now we are going to discuss it with respect to your Java programming language. Then last part of this second unit, that is abstract data types and encapsulation constructs. So to discuss this topic, we are just going to have the design issues of abstraction, parameterized abstract data types, encapsulation constructs, and naming encapsulations. So all these things we are going to learn under this second unit, right, to complete or to achieve our second course outcome. We are also going to have the same case study, data representation and computation in retail sales. In the previous first unit, we are having that case study. We are just going to extend that case study with respect to the data representation and computation. Okay, so this is all about your second unit. Then in third unit, we are actually going to start, or actually we are going to concentrate on the Java as object-oriented programming language, and in that we are going to have an overview on this Java programming language. So to discuss this, we are going to have 7 hours. With the help of this 7 hours of time span, we are going to complete our third unit, that is Java as an object-oriented programming language. So to have an overview of this Java as an object-oriented programming language, we are going to discuss the fundamentals of Java, in which we are going to discuss the arrays. Then we are going to discuss the string handlings. Then we are going to discuss the classes and methods, right? So with the help of these topics, we are just going to finish our third unit. In this third unit, we are also going to have one real-time example with the help of example and case study. That is, we are going to demonstrate the classes, objects, data, methods for online banking system by using Java programming language. So this is your third unit. In fourth unit, we are going to have the introduction to inheritance, package, and exception handling by using the Java programming language. In this fourth unit also, we are going to complete this fourth unit by using 7 hours of time span. So what kind of topic that we are going to discuss with the help of this fourth unit? The first is inheritance. We are just going to have learn the inheritance, then packages and interfaces we are going to learn. There are more subtopics that we are having under these packages and interface. We are going to discuss that every topic one by one in this fourth unit. We are also having mapping of inputs and outputs. Okay, so that part is also we are going to discuss in our fourth unit. So with the help of this fourth unit, we are going to achieve our, or we are going to complete our fourth course outcome. Okay, that already we have discussed in our first slide. Then next fifth unit is there, that is multi-threading in Java. So with the help of this fifth unit, we are going to complete the concurrency and synchronization by using Java thread model, different subtopics that we are having under this topic. So all these topics we are going to discuss one by one in separate lectures, and we will learn that how we can implement the multi-threading in Java programming. Then we are also going to learn the web-based applications in Java. There are different types of applications, standalone applications, web-based applications. So with the help of this multi-threading in Java unit, we are just going to learn that how web-based applications in Java we can develop, right? So we use of JavaScripts for creating the web-based applications in Java. This topic you are going to discuss, and introduction to the JavaScript frameworks. There are different types of JavaScript frameworks, just like React JS, Vue.js, and AngularJS. So with the help of all these 3 open source JavaScript framework, we are going to have the introductions to the JavaScripts. So we are also having one case study, that is demonstrate the multi-threading for gaming. So we can just go through this case study also to understand the multi-threading concept in Java practically. The next 6th unit is there, that is logical and functional programming. So functional programming paradigms and logical programming paradigms. In the first unit we all know that there are 4 types of paradigms. So object oriented paradigm we are going to learn from this second unit to your 5th unit. So after this 5th unit, we are in our 6th unit, we are just going to discuss this functional programming paradigm. Then we will understand that what is this functional programming paradigm, symbol manipulation, basic list functions, all those topics we are going to cover while learning this 6th unit. And we are also having the last, that is logic programming paradigms, in which we are going to have the overview of Prolog, then the syntax and meaning of Prolog systems or programs, then lists, operators, arithmetics, and using structures. So all these topics we are going to cover under this unit number 6 to learn the logical and functional programming. Okay, so we are going to finish the 6th unit with the help of 7 hours of time span. So this is nothing but the 6th unit and the last unit, and with the help of after completion of this 6th unit, we are going to complete our 6th course outcome that we discussed earlier. So in this 6th unit, we are also going to have one case study, that is demonstrate the functional and logical programming for software project management. So with the help of this case study, we are going to demonstrate the functional and logical programming for our software project management. So this is the 6th unit. So this is all about our course content. So throughout this principles of programming language, we are going to learn each and every topic that we have been given under this course content. Okay. Then next is that is books. What types of or which books we should refer to learn these principles of programming language subject that I have mentioned in this slide. The first textbook that we are having is Programming Language Design and Implementation. The author of this book is T.W. Pratt and M.V. Zelkowitz. Okay, so with the help of this textbook, you can go through the concepts of principles of programming language. Then second textbook is there, that is Concepts of Programming Languages, 4th edition. The publication is Pearson Education, and the author is Sevasta R. Then third textbook that we can have is Herbert Schild. The name of book is The Complete Reference Java. 9th edition is there. So by using these 3 textbooks, we can learn the principles of programming language subject. There are some different reference books are also. You can also go through these reference books. There are number of reference books we are having. The Java James is there, which is written by Diogo. Then we are having Programming in Turbo Prolog. You can also refer this reference book. Then Prolog Programming and Artificial Intelligence is there. Then LISP, which is written by Winston P. and Klaus D. Horn P. You can also refer this book to learn your 6th unit, that is the last topic, that logical and functional programming. So for that unit, you can just refer this list. Then Carlo Ghezzi and Mendy Jazairi has written a programming language concept book. You can also refer that reference book to learn the principles of programming language subject. So these are the textbooks and reference books that can be referred to learn this object principles of programming language subject. Okay, so this is all about the subject introduction to the principles of programming language subject. So in today's lecture, we just have the idea or brief idea towards our principles of programming language subject, in which we just discuss that the teaching scheme for your principles of programming language subject. Then we discuss the course outcomes. Right? After the completion of this subject, what kind of abilities that you are going to possess, that we discuss. And after that, we just discuss the course content that we are going to learn throughout this semester with the help of 6 units. And at the end of today's slides or today's lecture, we just discuss the reference books and the different types of textbooks that can be used to learn these principles of programming language. Okay, so in today's session, we are just going to end our session today. In next lecture, we will start with our first unit, and in that we will just go through the course content and we will try to learn the principles of programming language concepts from next lecture. Okay, so in today's lecture, we are just going to end our session. Okay, so thank you very much.